Hello my dear friends and welcome to StudyIQ. I am Joycey Joy and today in this lecture we will discuss about Iran's decision on nuclear deal. The nuclear deal, or otherwise known as Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, was signed between Iran, P5, that is the permanent 5 in the UN Security Council, plus Germany plus European Union, and this was way back in the year 2015. So now the current affair is that the Iran has announced that it will reduce its commitments under the 2015 nuclear deal or the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. So we will discuss about the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, why Iran has decided or announced to reduce its commitments under the deal, and what is this deal all about, what are the objectives of this deal, why it is important for India, what is the role of US and European Union in this, and what can be the likely impact or implications of this announcement by Iran and how it will affect the trade and security of India. So this is a very important topic from your civil service perspective. This is an important topic under your GS paper 2 for your mains examination. This comes under international relations or bilateral relations or international issues. This is also very important for your preliminary examination. If you look at the previous year question papers of your UPSC preliminary examination, you will see that there were many questions asked on international agreements, the membership of such agreements, whether India is a member, what is the role of India. All these were asked previously in many prelims examinations. You should also know about the objectives of this Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action or the Iran nuclear deal. So this is a very important lecture. So let us start. But before that, this is our channel StudyIQ and we are providing pen drive courses for various competitive examinations including SSC and bank courses, UPSC optionals, SSC JEE courses, teaching examination, railway examination, defense examination, RBI grade B, NABARD grade A, UGC NET, UPSC Civil Services Examination, CLAT exams for various state PSCs and also for various professional courses. You can visit our website www.studyiq.com for more details. You can also find the PDF of this lecture on our website. You can call to any of these numbers if you want to know more details about our pen drive courses. Now let us first understand what is this nuclear deal or what is Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. So as we said in the beginning, the current affair is that the Iran has announced that it is going to reduce its commitments under the 2015 nuclear deal, which is also called the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. So let us first understand what is this nuclear deal or what is this deal all about. So the Iran nuclear deal was signed between the countries of Iran, the P5 countries or the permanent 5 countries in the UN Security Council, which is United States, China, France, Russia and UK. So these 5 countries are called the P5 or the permanent 5 in the UN Security Council. So this nuclear deal was signed between Iran and these countries plus the Germany and the European Union. So this was signed in 2015 and the aim of this deal was to curb the nuclear program of Iran. So to curb the nuclear program was the objective, and under this deal most of Iran's enriched uranium was shipped out of the country and a heavy water facility was rendered inoperable, and also operational nuclear facilities were brought under international inspection. So through all these actions, the nuclear program of Iran was curbed, and in return the deal involved lifting of international sanctions on Iran. So this was what was promised back to Iran, that the international sanctions on Iran would be lifted. So this Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action or the nuclear deal with Iran was to curb the nuclear program of Iran. So this is all you need to know for your preliminary examination. Now moving on to the details, let us first understand what is the present decision of Iran in this regard. So now Iran has announced the suspension of some of the restrictions in this deal. Iran has not announced that it is going to withdraw from the deal, but instead it announced that it is going to suspend or unfollow certain restrictions in the deal. For example, we have discussed that Iran's enriched uranium would be shipped out of the country, heavy water facility would be inoperable, and also the operational nuclear facilities would be brought under international inspection. So these were some of the conditions under the deal, and now Iran has announced that some of the conditions would be suspended. It is not going to withdraw from the deal, but instead some restrictions on the deal will be suspended. So it decided that it will immediately stop shipping out excess enriched uranium and heavy water. That was the first condition in the deal. So it announced immediate stoppage of excess uranium being shipped out of the country. And Iran also decided or announced that it will be giving remaining parties to deal 60 days to find solutions to shield Iran's banking and oil sectors from US sanctions. So when we discuss about the members of this deal, we have seen that P5 plus Germany plus European Union. These are the members who signed this deal with Iran. So here the P5 includes US also, and US has imposed sanctions on Iran. So now Iran has provided 60 days to the other parties in order to find their own solutions to help the Iran's banking and oil sectors from US sanctions. So this is the announcement of Iran. Now coming to the most important part of this lecture, let us understand what led to this, or what are the reasons for this announcement made by Iran. So if we look at the provisions of this nuclear agreement, the very idea or the objective of Iran in signing this nuclear agreement was to lift the sanctions, because certain conditions has to be accepted by Iran, and instead international sanctions on Iran would be lifted. So the primary aim for Iran to agree with this deal was to help its economy from sanctions or international sanctions. But now the US, the United States, has withdrawn from the nuclear deal, and the pressure regarding this deal is also increasing. So US withdrawal from Iran nuclear deal is the primary reason. And along with that, the US has imposed sanctions on Iran as well. So US has imposed renewed sanctions on Iran, and several provocative threats have been raised by US. And also recently US President Donald Trump designated Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a foreign terrorist organization. We have discussed about this in detail in a different lecture. You can find the lecture on FTO or foreign terrorist organization, which is made by me on our channel StudyIQ. So this is also one reason the US has designated Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, which is funded by the government of Iran itself, as a terrorist organization or an FTO. So this is another reason. And also US has announced an end to waivers that allowed 8 countries to purchase Iranian oil. So this 8 countries includes India as well. So US has announced that they are going to lift the waivers that were providing to 8 countries including India on purchase of Iranian oil. And as a result of this, Iran's oil shipments have significantly been impacted. And the United States also revoked 2 waivers allowing Iran to ship excess heavy water to Oman and trade excess enriched uranium for low enriched uranium with other countries. So this will limit Iran's ability to continue implementing its commitments under the nuclear deal. And for the other countries, the European Union, Germany, and the remaining P5 or the P4 excluding US, these countries fear that the US will directly impose sanctions on any of these countries if they deal with Iran. So this is the situation now, and let us now understand what can be the likely implications of this. So now Iran has decided to suspend some of the provisions of this deal. So it means that excess enriched uranium and heavy water will allow Iran to expand its nuclear program. And this expansion of Iran's nuclear program would be a big threat to the global world. Iran will be able to resume higher levels of enrichment. They will be able to build weapons. Now Iran has given 60 days of time period for the other countries to come up with a plan that will help Iran's banking sector and the economy. So if the other countries do not address the grievances of Iran's economy or the banking sector in the next 60 days, this is going to be a global threat. And now from Iran's side, Iran's concerns are genuine because they have already been compliant with the terms of the nuclear agreement. But Iran is being punished with sanctions. So their concerns are genuine, and we can see this announcement of Iran as a threat rather than an announcement. So now it is upon the European Union or the Europe to find out a solution in 60 days. If a solution does not arise in another 60 days, Iraq will stick on to its threat and this deal will collapse. The entire nuclear deal will collapse and this is going to be a global threat. Now let us understand what is the way forward or what has to be done. The European countries have been working on a mechanism and still this mechanism is only in the initial stages. So under this mechanism, the Europe can trade with Iran through a barter system, avoiding the dollar and other sanctions. So this will work on a system of barter, goods for goods. But what is the limitation of this mechanism is that this mechanism has not covered oil trade. And for Iran, oil trade is the most important component of Iran's trade or Iran's economy. So now European countries, the Europe has to come up with ways to help Iran. So a practical alternative can be to deepen the cooperation with other signatories instead of breaking the deal. So if the deal gets broken, this is going to be a global threat. Iran will increase its nuclear capacity and it will also impact the international diplomacy. You can find the PDF of this lecture on our website. You can also follow my Facebook page for more video updates. You can write to me at joyce.studyiq@gmail.com for any of your queries and clarifications. Thank you.